What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% NUFC. I hope I find this really well. So I'm joined by PD Prolock, a Newcastle fan, and we're going to discuss Steve Bruce. We're going to touch a little bit on the Wolves game and some signings, possibly. Now, Peter, Steve Bruce has been appointed as head coach of Newcastle. I must stress, head coach. He's not the manager. What's your thoughts on Steve Bruce getting the 3-year contract at Newcastle United?
It's not looking very good though, is it? Absolutely not. It's another yes man at Mike Ashley's brought this club where he'll be getting told what to do and all that, so it's a bit like a McLaren, a little bit. Yes, he is from this area, but you look at his overall manager track record, and there was reasons why Sunderland wanted rid of him. He got Hull relegated. I think he got Birmingham relegated as well, from what I remember. Villa, they were not far from a double relegation when they win the championship, and also he missed out in the playoffs with them. And was his track record great at Wednesday? It didn't look it by the sound of it.
Well, he kept them up. Obviously, they're sort of like in the middle of the championship. They were planning on for the new season to get promoted to the Premier League because he's got the experience. But talking of Sheffield Wednesday, there's going to be a little statement on screen. Apparently, they have reacted to the news of Newcastle announcing Steve Bruce as manager. They're not happy about it, and they're going to take legal action now. What's your thoughts about that?
Well, if it's a compensation hadn't been agreed, then I don't blame them for doing that. Just as Mike Ashley likes to do things for free at this football club, not spend any money at all. And so I'm actually that good on them if they do that, and then they'll teach Mike Ashley a lesson, big time.
Obviously, Steve Bruce said in his statement as becoming Newcastle manager, he said that it's his dad's club. He wanted to follow in his footsteps, as he like. He wants to manage his boyhood club. Are you going to be behind Steve Bruce, once the kick-off happens in August?
I'm going to judge him on results and performances throughout the next season, but I'm not changing my mind. I'm still not going to games for next season at all, but I will judge him majority on performances and results, and if he proves us the fans wrong, then we'll see what happens.
Well, that's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, I don't mind keeping away from the ground for a season, seeing where things go. I doubt Mike Ashley will be gone, but that's the best I'm going to do, because again, you don't want to be paying £600-700 for a season ticket next season to be fed absolute dross. And again, that's not Steve Bruce's fault. That's those higher up, Lee Charnley, Mike Ashley, Nixon, all of these guys who are in charge of getting players into Newcastle. I mean, the fact that we haven't signed any players. Before, I was going to talk about Wolves. We'll talk about that last. Do you think Steve Bruce will be back though? Because of course he's head coach, he's not really going to have much of a say. It kind of brings you back to sort of the Alan Pardew, Steve McLaren sort of time where he didn't really have too much say in the transfers. Do you think he'll get back by Mike Ashley?
I think it'll be going back to the way the old transfer system works, when the board was buying the players and not the manager, when the likes of McLaren, Pardew and all that were in. So obviously it looks like they will be going back to the old system of how to buy players. So I think there will be players coming in, but it'll not be signed by Bruce himself.
So Joe Linton's been one of them guys who's been linked with the football club, plays for Hoffenheim. I've seen him a little bit. I can't say I'm an expert on him. £36.5 million, whatever it is they're talking about. I mean, can you see Newcastle paying that sort of money given our history with Mike Ashley?
No, absolutely not. Even though we did pay with money for Almiron, but that wasn't proper money. That was from a bank loan, obviously. But if they did do that, it will probably be another bank loan and not money from the club itself. So, but 36 million for a striker with that kind of track record, because from what I'm hearing, it's not a great track record, but I wouldn't pay 36 million for that kind of player as well. It's
a lot of money, but then again, that's the way football's going at the minute.
It is,
the TV rights
and all that.
It seems like absolute pennies these days. But then again, if he does come in, then we'll have to wait and see on that one. Also, there's been links with the two Everton boys, Balassi and James McCarthy, I believe, has been linked.
No,
I don't want to read too much into that. I don't think Steve Bruce will go in for those two. I mean, I could be wrong, but anything on that?
I didn't know that, but I think if we did, I think McCarthy would be a decent lad. I think he has done pretty well for Everton, so I wouldn't mind a player like him if he could be a replacement for Isaac Hayne, if Isaac Hayne definitely does go. So I think a player wouldn't mind like him, but it's whether we get him is the question.
You're talking of some of your younger players, so you've got such as Sean Longstaff. He might have a key sort of role with Steve Bruce because they're both local lads from the area. And do you think Steve Bruce could get the best out of Sean Longstaff if he doesn't get his move to Manchester United?
He probably could. I think he's got a chance. He's definitely got more chance of first team football now for next season. But you could think, and could it work because of the Geordie connection between the two? Oh, it's a tough one, this one actually. But I'm a bit 50-50 on this one actually. But I'm hoping we will get more the best out of Longstaff from next season if he doesn't go to Man United.
I think it's all about trying to get some players in and trying to keep we're sort of better players such as Sean Longstaff in. Now we're going to move on to the Wolves game, of course, the first pre-season friendly over in Asia, the first game of the Asia Premier League tournament. We lost 4-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. I mean, we can't be surprised in that result, if I'm honest. Wolves played their better squad. We didn't play the strongest team. Managers at the time were Ben Dawson and Neil Redfern. Tell me about that result. I mean, it wasn't good, was it?
Oh, it was terrible. Well, I didn't see the full game because I was 40 hours awake, but I did see how the goals were conceded, and you've just got to look at the defending. It was atrocious. Like, we had players like Jamie Sterry who can't bring into a first team action, so, and he does get loan moves away out, but to me he's not the future for this football club. Lazar, a lot of his loan moves haven't been great, but he got absolutely ripped the day from what I've heard.
He did. I watched the game, and I'll tell you what, for the first half, second half were just dreadful in both halves.
And Clark, he's not a Premier League defender in my opinion, and the rest of the team, I may as well touch on them. Why Jack Colback, again, local lad, but my God, absolutely.
Lazar was getting pushed around as well. I mean, he didn't really show much potential. But again, when Steve Bruce comes in, you don't know. I mean, if he gets the right training, I mean, he done well with him at Sheffield Wednesday. The same could be said about Rolando Aarons. I mean, you could tell we're lacking strikers. I mean, Dwight Gale wasn't playing. You know, we're seeing like Fabian Shaw wasn't playing. Almiron's Dubravka. So I mean,
Darlow in goal, who to me I think
he was terrible.
He's a player that should have been away as well, because he started to make mistakes on a regular basis.
The way I look at it is the 4-0 defeat. I mean, it could have been more. If Steve Bruce was watching this game today, as it been announced as Newcastle head coach, surely he's got to be scratching his head looking at this thing. I've got a big job on my hands.
Yes, he definitely has got a big job on his hands at all, because that squad so far is nowhere near ready for next season. It's nowhere near good enough, unfortunately.
So just to wrap up this video, have you got anything else to say about Steve Bruce?
Well, I hope you prove us wrong, but so far I'm not convinced. A lot, like a majority of the fans, are not convinced by him as well. So if you get good results, then our opinions might change, but so far we're not convinced at all.
So I'm joined by Dan. So Steve Bruce has been appointed as head coach of Newcastle. I must stress, head coach, not manager. Give me your thoughts of Steve Bruce getting the job on a 3-year contract.
I'm happy that he's come to the club. I mean, with the Geordie connection and that, he's got passion about the fans and players. He wants to build a better future with Newcastle United, but on the other hand as well, he could get a few losses in the season. It's not a surprise really with Mike Ashley being at the football club, because he's ruined our club to pieces really, and I hope we'll just improve. I mean, hopefully we'll get the best out of Sean Longstaff coming in again. If he doesn't go to Man U, I just wish him the best, and I hope he does good for the season. Like McCarthy as well, I think he could be a decent replacement for him. Like Peter was saying, I agree with that. I mean, he is known to the Premier League for Everton and that. He could do a decent job. I like the lad as well. Good Irish player, and wish him the best as well if he joins our football club. Just hope he does the best for the club.
I mean, Steve Bruce is sort of walking into the lion's den, if you like, because he's walking into a club where it's gone all toxic. You know, Mike Ashley's got rid of Rafa Benitez. It's taken him months to get a manager in through the door. This should have been done back in May. It's now July now, and we're weeks to go before the season. And you know, this time we should be going for players, not a manager. It shouldn't have taken this long. What was your thoughts about Sam Allardyce turning down Newcastle? Because I know I did mention this on Saturday. We could have been with Sam Allardyce today if he didn't turn the job down.
To be honest, I'm not surprised that he's turned Newcastle down. With Mike Ashley being at the club, he doesn't want to be with him again, because he actually sacked Sam Allardyce the last time, and he has no favour of Mike Ashley. I don't either, and no one does. But I agree with what he said on the interview. I know he said he doesn't want to be with Mike Ashley because he's ruined the club. Everyone agrees with that, and I do as well, and you. Best thing from not to come back ever. I mean, it would be nice to have Pardew back sometime, or Chris Hughton, because they had done a good job. So I would like to see them in the future, but Rafa will never be coming back to Newcastle with this owner in charge.
Well, talking of Chris Sutton and Alan Pardew, for me, Alan Pardew would definitely be a no-go. He's in the past. Chris Sutton would definitely be a fan favourite, but I would have to say with Sheffield Wednesday, talking about them, they've now released a statement saying that they're going to take legal action against Mike Ashley for the way that Steve Bruce has walked out and come to Newcastle. Apparently it's over £4 to £5 million compensation agreement, which I can understand, because if Mike Ashley wants his man, you've got to go to Sheffield and talk to them and pay the compensation which they need. What's your thoughts about that?
I think it's really disgusting what he's done. I know he owes compensation, but it's really disgusting. He's obviously going to go to court of law, and
unless he agrees it with Sheffield. If he agrees that in principle,
unless he
then
agrees with it, yeah. If he doesn't agree, he's going to go to court, and definitely he's going to get a big telling off from everyone in the court, and they're going to have words with him, pretty stern words.
And I was going to say with Chris Sutton, I think, to be honest with you, it would be an ideal candidate for Sheffield Wednesday to appoint him, because he would be your ideal manager to get Sheffield Wednesday out of the Championship. I've said this in many videos before. I think Sheffield Wednesday could come off the better side. I mean, at the minute it's a bad deal for us because Steve Bruce is walking into a job where he's going to be told what to do by Lee Charnley, he's going to be told what to do by Mike Ashley, and if he doesn't like it, then obviously Mike Ashley is going to get rid of him. He's on a 3-year contract. As I've said in many videos before, I think 17 for hire would be a good achievement to Steve Bruce. Again, it's not his fault, it's the way the club are running at the minute. You know, you've gone from Benitez to Bruce, that's a backward step. And again, you know, I do wish Bruce all the very best because it is his hometown club, but I only wish Bruce well. And I would have took the Bruce appointment better if he'd walked in where it wasn't so toxic, because at the end of the day there's going to be boycotts for Arsenal. What's your thoughts on the boycotts and fans not going back next season?
I don't surprise the fans not going back next season, because no one wants to be under Mike Ashley. No one wants to actually see him at the ground. They want to keep away from the stadium until he's out of our club. And that's the same with the tickets. No one's going to buy them because he's in club shops in general. No one's going to buy merchandise from the clubs because it's going to go in his pockets, spend it on stupid crap, and it's going to be wasted again. Pretty much.
Well, what I said to Peter was, I'm deciding to keep away for a season and to see where it goes. If we're improving, which is very unlikely, shall I say, then maybe next season I might possibly go back, because I'm not going to keep away forever, but I want to see what's going on, because I can't bring myself to pay this sort of money, to see a mid-table team of just battling out for relegation, if not worse, getting relegated. I think the fans need to make a bigger stand this time for the boycott. They're all saying boycott Arsenal. I'm a firm believer in, if you want to boycott, you've got to boycott every game, because that's the only way you're going to drive them out. Fans will say, well, there's a TV deal there, Mike Ashley's not going to be bothered, you're going to the pubs and the bars and you're watching it on TV. But if they see that when Sky and BT come around, they pan around the ground and they see that the stadium's empty, they're not going to want to go back, which means Mike Ashley's got no money, and if the longer you keep away, the more he's going to be disinterested. Do you agree with that, or do you think that the Arsenal boycott's enough? Or let us know.
I would agree to boycott every game, because we're not going to get anything out of the first boycott, really. We need to do it every single game. Every home game, we need to get the most of Mike Ashley leaving the club. Every time we need this. Even the players will agree, the staff, that this needs to happen every game, not the away games, because they don't really count.
Well, to be fair, I will stop you there. The players won't be that fussed, because the players are the ones that get paid. They want your 100% support. But like I say, it's not the players' fault. It's not Bruce's fault. It's down to the board, to where we are at the minute. And I think what we need to do is vote with our feet. I know this has happened in the past, and we're passionate fans. We love the club. I would be amazed if there is a full house, but then again, at the same time I wouldn't be, because it's this club. I think from day one we've sort of got to get behind Steve Bruce, the fans who are going. That's the best you can do, and for me, I'd give him 6 months. I mean, whether he lasts longer than the 3 years that he's here, that remains to be seen, but I think 6 months, and I think if it goes badly wrong, then they've got to do a lot better than what they did when McLaren was here. Do you agree?
I agree with that, actually, yeah. It's going to take more than months. It just needs to be sorted out pretty quickly, and this ownership's really dead in the water now. I've never heard anything back from Binzai Group, and all our fans are disgusted in this. It's not a good thing, really. We need this to happen, because if this was to happen, we would get better players in with the Binzai Group than we would without.
So just a final third, Stan, your thoughts on Steve Bruce, what do you want to say to end the video?
I just want to say, Steve Bruce, I hope you do a fantastic job with Newcastle United. You're all a Geordie, and I hope you do it well with bringing more youth team players and first team players, letting them have a chance. But I want Longstaff to be still playing football as well. I don't want him to go to Man U. I want to see a lot of Longstaff this season, which I think he will. I think he will have a lot of game time, and Bruce will give him that because probably have a good Geordie connection together there. And yeah, I'm just hoping to do really well this season.
So that's just been Dan's and Peter's thoughts. I want to say thank you to them for their opinions on Steve Bruce. So it's very mixed, negative and positive. That's the way it's going to be at the minute with Steve Bruce in the current board. It's been that sort of summer at the end of the day. I hope you're liking these little sort of 15 to 20 minute videos. If you do like them, I will continue to do them every week for you. It's always important to get the fans' point of view, you know, on this channel as well. It's not just about me, it's about you guys as well. You guys are as much as important as what I am to this channel as well. So yes, I will back Steve Bruce from home. I will back him everywhere else, but I will give it a miss for the season and see where we go. And we'll sort of review from there. So like I say, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter, 100% NUFC. And yeah, please hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. That would be massively appreciated. And I'll see you all in the next video. Away the lads.